I think it's great what you're doing, Martin and Cecily. It's absolutely brilliant. I think for the students, because we come from such a busy world, it is just so important for you to keep repeating the message. You probably think, they all know this and I told them. But sometimes you just have to keep telling us.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that, Maura, about repeating. Kind of, how often did we need to hear it ourselves?
Yep.
So, yeah, and you see, it's a thing as well that the people don't get. They think, because the rest of the world is like this. You understand it, you know, like you're driving a car, you understand how to do it. End of story. Not true. You know that. You can understand it. You can understand everything about a car, but you sit into it and go to drive it. It's a completely different bloody thing, you know. So this is the whole thing about training, you know, is that it's not enough to hear this stuff, to understand it. You actually have to train in it, you know, because our habits are so strong and our way of looking at things is so distorted. I'm going to be doing about that on the first Wednesday. That because of that, we do need to train, you know. And it's strange, you know, because what we're training in is being natural.
Doing nothing.
That's really weird, isn't it? And
isn't there an element as well that it's so simple and yet we have to cope with such a strong fundamental insecurity.
Yes, very, very true. Very, very true. That's exactly right, Evelyn. Yeah.
And hesitation and all that goes with it.
You see, okay. You see, all the time we're looking for a reference point that says you're okay. So even when you're sitting in natural great ease, there's this little voice that says, "Is this it? Is this it?"
Right.
Do you know what I mean? All the time you're looking for something that says, "Yeah," but actually, okay, this is okay. I'll say it now. You see, I do this practice in the morning. One of the lines in it is, "Rest momentarily in natural ease without pursuing thoughts." At a particular point in the practice, it says this. You see, so yeah, we're all oldies. I don't have to explain this. Okay, and thank you, Cecily.
Okay, honey.
So it's really interesting. It says, "Rest momentarily in natural ease." There's a real point to that, because normally, if you manage to rest in natural ease, you'll be trying to prolong it. You'll be trying to say, "Is this it?" You know? There's a whole kind of thing here about just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just being content. You know? That it only lasts for a moment. That's fine. The fact that it only lasts for a moment and you're happy, you're content with that, means it'll last longer.
Don't bank on it.
If it only lasts, if the contentment, if the natural ease only lasts for a moment and you're not content with that, you've already destroyed it. Do you understand this? This is why, this is part of the training, okay? So, let me begin by doing a quick kind of overview of this particular type of meditation, the practice that we're doing. So, and I have a little thing prepared for afterwards, but if you just come for the sit, I'll have finished speaking, I hope, in about 3 minutes, and we can sit for about 10. Okay, so, the very first thing when you go to practice meditation is to chill out. right? Not to rush into meditation. Oh, I only have 15 minutes for meditation. I better settle quickly. You know? Do you know what I mean? You actually have to approach meditation in a very kind of gentle kind of a way. And it's nice to have a cup of tea ready. You know, if you've got 15 minutes, it'll only take you a minute to make a cup of tea. Have a cup of tea ready. Have a nice place to sit. Have a nice place. Even if it's only a. Hold on.
I'm just trying to. My
Okay, you're muted now. So, where was I? So, yeah, even if it's only a postcard of someplace nice you're on holidays, you put it up. Do you know what I mean? So you make a very nice environment. Then, the main practice here is simply seeing your mind. Now, this is quite different to all the other meditation practices that you'll hear people talk about. Here, we're actually using wisdom. We're actually using seeing clearly, not any kind of judgment. We're simply seeing what's going on in our mind. That's all. Now, is that clear? So when you sit down, you just see what's happening. It's very easy. However, your mind might be very grabby, very busy, very talkative, you know. So in that case, you use the method. And the method is very similar to what's used in standard shamatha practice. And that is that you bring your attention to your breath. In particular, you feel this important word. You feel. You see, it's not about thinking. You feel your breath as it leaves your mouth. So you leave your mouth slightly open when you're sitting. You do that just for a very short period, and then you drop that. Then you'll notice your mind again. That's it. Every time you fail to notice your mind, there's nothing you can do about it. Because you're not in control. So you basically have to wait until you come back to seeing what's going on. And then you rest in that. Okay? So when I sent out the email, I was inclined to say, now with bells on the thing. I didn't realize you couldn't hear the bell ringing. Right? And hopefully today you will hear the bell ringing. Okay, so we'll sit for a little while. Yeah. So we're not trying to be still. We're simply looking. We're simply seeing. There's no expectation. This not trying is a key. Simply seeing. Leave your mouth slightly open. You can even take a break from seeing. Just rest momentarily in natural ease. Did the bells work? Oh no!
You should just laugh instead, Martin.
They were working yesterday.
I heard it at the start.
Oh, let me see. Oh. Let me see. This is what you're supposed. Yeah, like that. Ting. It didn't happen though.
It's very, very muted. But at
Oh.
the start it was good.
Okay, hold on. That better?
Nothing.
Okay. This is very strange. Anyway, okay. So, Fiona, you're new here. So, I don't know, like, basically I'm going to explain the meditation thing a lot better on the Wednesday night. And I show you all the different parts and why they do what they do and so on. But if you've got any questions, if there's anything that's completely befuddling you at the moment, please say so.
Well, I suppose the first thing is eyes open, eyes closed.
Okay.
I normally, when I'm, attempting some meditation, I close them. But I opened them a minute ago, and everybody was eyes open. So,
yeah.
What would you?
Eyes open. This is you see, the usual type of meditation, shamatha practice, is about withdrawing inward. Here, it's actually about being awake. And so, having your eyes open actually helps with being awake. So, what's going, like, the thing, where we're going with this is actually being free from whatever appears in your mind. So it's not an attempt to shut down your mind. It's an attempt to be free from whatever appears in your mind. And that's where the whole emphasis of this particular way of practicing is. That's one. Eyes open. But again, you see, eyes open. You might find it too distracting. Close your eyes. Feel your breath, then open them again, you see. So this is quite playful, this.
Or if you don't like looking at at your phone or computer or whatever with all the images on it, you can just look to one side or whatever, just look into the space there. Grand.
So, if you've got shopping and all that kind of stuff to do, I'll say goodbye and have a nice day and so on. And I've got a little bit more that I can talk about afterwards. Okay? Bye, Adele. Bye, Sean. Bye, Margaret, was it? No. Okay. Bye, Mary.
Bye, Mary.
There's some background noises.
I got it.
Lovely.
You're on the day job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye. Okay. So first of all, any questions? Anything you'd like to know about?
I'd just like to say, excuse me. I'd like to say, when the eyes are open, not really all around the place. I think we I was told, like a lower and aim the tip of the nose or something.
That's again. Okay. So basically, my glasses are funny, eh? That has to do with if your mind is busy, looking down helps to calm it. Now here, in many ways, we're not so It doesn't matter to us if our mind is busy or not. You see, we're just seeing what's going on. And equally well, if you're sleepy and dull, bringing your eyes upward, again, that helps to overcome that. But actually, the way that the advanced meditation practice is you just look straight ahead, right? But there's a few little tricks, but they're kind of advanced. So, so when you're looking straight ahead, the main thing is you try to leave it so open, not that you're looking at a thing, you try to leave it open so that you can see, like, you can't see it here, I'm holding my hands out. Let me go once. So you can see right out to the edge of your vision.
Thank you very much.
Without concentrating on a particular thing, without being focused on a particular thing. Everything is still in focus, but you haven't fixated on something. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. So you're actually sitting in space.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I'll move on. I'm kind of interested to see what have you discovered so far about your mind. So, this particular style of meditation is completely experiential. You see, there's very little instruction. It's you discover for yourself what your mind is. You discover. And so I'm just wondering, what have you discovered? So have you noticed that your mind is always changing? Better way of putting it. Anybody not found that their mind is always changing?
You're asking them what they discovered, Martin.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to tell them what they should discover?
No,
Or-
I'm just. What I want to do is, I want to see, like, are we on the same page? So when I say, well, my experience of my mind is it is always changing. Right? Now, it's very important if you can appreciate that that's how your mind is, that it's always changing. So I just wanted to check and see, have you got the same experience of me as me? Is your mind always changing? That nothing lasts very long in your mind. Yeah, sorry, please, Fiona.
I find that it's constantly in flux, that it's
Yeah.
telling stories to itself, answering them, new ones.
Yeah.
It just goes on a tangent, for want of a better.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And you see, why I asked this question is that normally we treat our thoughts as being very substantial and real. That's how we've lived our lives until now. That our thoughts are very substantial and real. And now I think you begin to see that there's a dreamlike quality. Even when you're awake, there's this dreamlike quality of the thoughts in your mind. Does that ring any bells? I'm not telling you it should be like this. I'm just wondering, have you seen? This is what I see.
Me, it tends to be, and I'm like planning what I have to do for the day. Sat there in the next minute, I'm sure in the head, and I'm right in the middle of something, and that seems to be the thing that happens for me. And then also snatches of songs, pop songs. That this morning it was "Rock the Boat" for some strange reason,
Yeah.
and it just plays on a loop.
Yeah.
Very strange.
You see, this is what we need to discover. What the heck is going on? You see, now you see. Normally, I'll explain a little bit. Normally, you see that we react to what's going on. Normally, we go, "Oh, geez, not that bloody song again." You see? Here you see what you're doing. You're saying, "Oh, that song again." And you're just looking. You're not reacting. Because this is the method. But this is part of do you understand? Is this? And what that does, the fact that you're just looking, means that you're not reacting. No, this doesn't last long. Okay, I'll confess. But when you see, and you don't react, then the repetitive, or the what's the word? The automatic response in your mind doesn't happen. Do you know? Because you're not judging what's happening. You're seeing what's happening. So this automatic response doesn't happen. A little bit. This is why you have to train, okay? The automatic response doesn't happen. When the automatic response doesn't happen, the thoughts start to slow down. Now, maybe you're not at that stage.
Can I add something?
Yeah, please, Cecily. Yeah.
What I've noticed, and I just remarked on this to myself the other day, is, and those of you who've been around a while are a bit more familiar maybe with this whole concept. I start off by saying it's not that we're telling you not to react. There's like a discovery process going on. You don't have to react. You know?
Because you're focused on seeing.
Yeah.
You're not focused on judgment.
Yeah. That's part of it. But when you discover that you don't have to react, it's like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to, like we talk about Machopa, not manipulating, not stirring. It's like that. You just don't have to react. It's very interesting to watch.
Yeah, I found with the environment that we've set up, sitting here together, and with the practice, I had my environment, my immediate environment was changing with the sun coming in, and it was uncomfortable, or it was okay, and then it was changing, and I could feel myself or see my responses to that, and I felt I noticed a grasping of wanting to keep the environment I was comfortable with there and not have the one that was uncomfortable. But when I could just notice that grasping coming in or appearing and then going again. And I wouldn't have noticed that if I hadn't have been sitting in this environment together. So it was very, it was interesting.
Interesting, exactly.
It's so experiential. Like you tell this to anybody else. When they're not experiencing it or not trying it out, then it's like mumbo jumbo, That's lovely, Laura. That's real. Yeah.
So sometimes when you sit like this, maybe for a little while, Again, you notice I said like not to be neurotic about watching, you know, take a little break. So, okay, I don't want to keep it too long. I like to try and keep it tight, you know. Anybody who needs to go, okay. Please. Okay, Avril. Yeah,
Bye.
bye. Bye, Breda. Bye, Breda. Bye, Catherine.
Martin, it's lovely to meet you and everybody else. See you next week.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Thanks,
Bye,
Catherine.
Fiona.
Bye-bye.
So, I kind of covered this already when I was talking about, you know, rest momentarily and natural ease without pursuing thoughts. Is that when I said even like take a break from seeing. You see, when that happens, there's also a little gap where there's nothing going on. I explained this last week, I think, that you're still there, but the thinking has stopped. You're still there. You can see everything. You know, you haven't gone away. The world hasn't disappeared. You're still there, and so you rest in that. And again, I mentioned, like when you do the feeling your breath, you only do that for maybe 2 breaths, and then you stop doing it. When you stop doing it, again, there's a little break. Now I'll tell you. There's this practice that I've done repeatedly. It's called Guru Yoga practice, and at the end of it, basically the way it works is something like this: is that you visualize the Buddha. Now, I'm not saying you do this practice, please. No. I'm doing this to illustrate a point, right? Is that you visualize the Buddha in front of you, right? And you say mantras and all that kind of stuff, right? And then the Buddha dissolves into you. And at that moment, you let go. You just stop. And of course, at that moment, it's said in the practice books, it said, the nature of your mind is revealed. So I did this practice year on end.
40 years and more.
Yes, but I have to say, I wasn't going to make it that bad, Cecil.
Okay.
That year on end, and nothing. And then I realized, oh, that was it. Some of you get this. Nothing. Just open. Doesn't last long. Do you get this point? So when there's a break, you haven't achieved anything. It's only you. You haven't become a Buddha. You haven't become enlightened. Although actually, maybe.
It's your nature anyway.
Yeah. So it's like this expectation we have of changing something or altering something, whatever. No, it's still the same world. Right? Even, it's quite interesting. In that you haven't created that space. That space was always there. You haven't created it. It's always been there. Right? Just that when you stop, you can see the space. Something like that.
You can feel the space.
You can feel the space, you do. Okay. So, that is this expansive quality of the nature of mind that you're. So at that point, basically, you have abandoned effort. And what you experience is actually a deep contentment. Nothing to do. Nothing to accomplish. It's already like that. It's already so. I'm immediately debating with myself whether this should go on the video or not. This is very raw. This is very direct.
Maybe send it to the people who are here.
Yeah.
Martin. Yeah,
Okay.
take a screenshot.
Take a screenshot. Okay. Well done. If I can remember how to do it.
It's useful to go over these things again, not just to hear them once. So, yes.
Okay. Well done. I just make it.
I'll write down who's there.
It's
if you
okay.
like.
Right. No, it's okay. I got it. Okay. That's maybe a bit much. I revealed a bit much there.
But it's
Doesn't
fair
matter.
enough.
If it didn't make any sense to
No.
you, great.
Martin, it's fair enough because the people who are here have been connected for a good while.
That's
And
true.
they kind of know and trust us. So
And I trust
Right.
Liam as well. So there you go.
He's been around a while too.
He has, yes, and he's
Yeah.
got what you call it, supervisor. Oh no. Okay. Right. Any questions?
I just say something quickly, Martin.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
A couple of things that just really just went into me, and one was that rest momentarily,
Yeah.
and there's another bit to it, but there's something about that that makes it very spacious,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
and there's something that really just settled in me. And I also thought this kind of experiential meditation, you carry into your real life as well, but it requires real courage to be present to everything that comes and not to react. It's real courage, real warrior kind of. Yeah, and I love that.
Oh, good.
That's wonderful. I was just going to say, sorry, can I just say?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for saying that, because it's one of the practices that we do, which is like the Guru Yoga. It is the Guru Yoga as well, but in a different format or whatever. And the guy we're thinking of or visualizing is actually fearless. And it occurred to me the other day, he's not afraid to drink a cup of tea. Do you know, because I can sit there thinking, I love a bit of tea, but I don't want to disturb what's happening. Anyway, so cheers. Thanks.
Yeah. I think the feeling of this is really coming across. I really think, yeah. Lovely, Si. That was lovely. Thank
Yeah,
you.
brilliant.
I was just going to actually confirm, not to confirm, but add. It's like a wisdom, inner wisdom, isn't it?
Yeah.
What our friend said. It is. And I don't want to personalize it like me, but I realized over the 3 years of meditation, of course I lose it, but time to time in my real life, I feel like you are neutral, you're just peaceful and everything happens and passes and not really get too much affected. Sometimes, of course, I get personal feelings overwhelming me, naturally, but even, I'm so sorry about speaking personal, but even some of my friends said, oh, you're a bit like quiet, recently, and you are not really very overwhelmed or, cheerful, because I like that, actually. I like the getting these sort of, it's not like cheerful, I'm not cheerful, but you know what I mean, I'm not able to express it properly, but like I'm more maybe aware of things or becoming more aware of things and more peaceful. Don't react, don't jump, you know.
It's very interesting. You see, the like I'm very particular about the language that's used, and I screw up myself all the time trying to explain and express, you know. But there's this whole thing that everybody is kind of focused on, the search for happiness. It's impossible. Happiness is impossible. You're going to die. You're going to get sick. You're going to have to, you know, it's actually what is possible. This is what you're experiencing, Olche. It's contentment.
And happiness, I think, is not really laughing all the time or cracking jokes, and inner happiness, peaceful,
Exactly.
and not getting affected from the beauties or from the ugliness of the, you know, world in a way.
Contentment, yeah. And this beautiful thing, you see, a mistake that people make as well is that, okay, I've done meditation now, so this is going to change my life. It will, but not like you think, right? The meditation is actually a space where you're coming to know yourself. You're coming to understand all these kind of things, you know, and then that leaks out into your everyday life. Do you understand? So the meditation is actually a training for your everyday life. I'm not explaining this well now, but maybe another time I'll explain it better.
I think you did, and without expectation, I think.
Yeah. I am delighted, you know, like I say these things, you know, and I'm delighted that it's communicated. And I see as well, I see how you're all sitting, you know. I'm gobsmacked. Really am, you know. That
Can
you
I
know,
translate?
let it be. Go on, Cecily.
Gobsmacked kind of doesn't mean shocked so much. It's really happy, impressed,
Yeah, impressed
you know,
is a good word.
joyful, appreciative.
Okay. Right, Margaret, have you got something to?
Can I lower the tone?
Oh, go ahead, go on, you always do.
Thank you. It's nuts and boltsy type stuff.
Yep.
From the time you did the little exercise on sandal ice cream, and that really demonstrated and brought a lightness to the whole notion of solidity of thoughts, because you're immediately gone from one to the other, and the first one's just gone. There's a nuance though about mood, which I don't really understand.
Okay. Yeah.
That if you're in a particular mood, things are completely different. And it's almost not being, it's habit, I think, but it's almost not being free.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it's all about. I just know it happens.
Okay, I'm working on this myself. Okay, I have moods, so I'm working on this as well. But let me give you my preliminary discovery. Your mood affects your judgment. It doesn't affect the appearance. So what's really powerful about this kind of meditation is that your mood says it's like this, and you're not necessarily going with it. You're saying, oh, like, you're very annoyed this morning, you know? Because he's Cecily smiling. Oh, you're very annoyed this morning. So, like say, Cecily does something that then irritates me, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in a foul mood. Do you know,
I should turn off my video.
it's not that, no, it's good. Why should I blame Cecily for me being in a foul mood? I don't know. Does that help at all, Margaret? So you begin to see that your mood is something that's affecting your judgment. It's not affecting. So the more that you are connected with just seeing things, the less impact your mood has. The judgment still happens. The distorted judgment is a distortion. The distorted judgment still happens. I might leave this bit in. I don't know. Is it good? I don't know. Okay. The distorted thing still happens, but you're that little bit away from it. You're not so caught in it. This meditation stuff, what we're doing here, is brilliant. Changes the whole world. You know, the world doesn't change, you know. The world doesn't change, but okay.
I think
Laura,
also,
great, hold on.
I think also,
The more I become familiar. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Cecily.
yeah, please go on, Laura. Yeah.
I find the more I become familiar, the more I can sort of, it's revealed, I can see very subtle moods that might not be like you're saying, Martin, oh, I'm in a foul mood now. Yes, of course, you know, that happens and all of that, but it's very subtle moods that might have been present from way, way back. And I wouldn't have seen them, I wouldn't have known them, but becoming more and more familiar, I found that I can see things that I wouldn't have been aware of that are very subtle, and I call them moods. Because I find it very interesting what you're saying, Margaret. I can relate to that. Yeah.
And I think
I find it very helpful.
what I was going to say is, and I can email it to everyone because Martin has your names and whatever there, is there's a bit from Sapni Rinpoche in Open Heart, Open Mind, where he's talking about, I think that's the book that it's in, but I have it anyway, where he's talking about crossing a bridge and the fear around that. And his comment is kind of real, but not true. So it's like the experience or the mood is real, but it's not the actuality. You know, it's just clouding everything, but it's not how things actually are.